I'll take it.
Our next guest says President-elect Trump's economic plan will benefit ordinary investors. Here's the headline from the article. Time to get optimistic again. Trump's economy will benefit ordinary investors. Peter Morici wrote that. He's a professor of economics. Now, who are ordinary investors? Define your terms here.
Well, Ashley right there is one, and so are you. Basically, ordinary folks that have IRAs and Kios and depend on those things for their retirement. Elderly folks that put about half their investment in CDs and live off the interest. We're going to have higher interest rates. We'll have a bit more inflation, but we're going to get a lot more growth. And with deregulation and so forth, corporate profits will not only go up proportionately, but they'll go up even more. All that's going to be good for stock prices and good for people that actually, for a change, you'll actually be able to put your money in the bank, and the bank will actually pay you to use it.
You raise a very good point, because a lot of the older people that I know, they don't want risk. They're not into the stock market. They're into a very steady rate of return. And if they can get 3% on a bank CD, they're very happy people. And I suspect, do you believe that they'll get 3% on, say, a 1, 2, 3-year bank CD at some point?
Well, maybe not a 1 year, but a 3 to 5 years, and that's an acceptable length of time. If you're under the age of 85, buying CDs that are out 5 years and collecting the interest is fine, especially as you roll them over. You keep buying 5-year CDs, so your average maturity is at least 5 years. If you're only, say, 60, buying 10-year CDs and buying some each year in that manner so that you have a continuous redemption and reinvestment is fine, and I think you'll be able to get decent interest now. That's a good thing. Barack Obama has been jacking up the economy with these very low interest rates by taxing grandma, denying her the opportunity to earn any kind of return on her savings.
That's a good way of putting it. But your premise is based on a growth policy from Donald Trump as president. Tax cuts, regulation cuts, cheap energy. Your whole premise is that Donald Trump gets his way with the economy.
Well, yes, I don't think he's going to get everything that he wants, but I think that we are going to get some deregulation. We are going to get more energy production. We will get a tax cut of some kind. It won't be as big as we'd like. And corporations are really overtaxed. I mean, let's face it. Barack Obama has been seeking retribution against corporations for the last 8 years. I mean, the only difference between Barack Obama and the guy on the play at Hamilton the other night is the guy, at least we know where the guy at Hamilton stands. Barack Obama is really hostile towards corporations. Can you think of a State of the Union speech where he didn't take a whack at somebody that actually makes money for a living?
Fair point. But you also said that you don't think Donald Trump will get tax cuts as big as we would like. You don't think so?
Well, no. I mean, the tax cut proposals in his campaign platform really are too large. Certainly, there'll be dynamic gains, and we can factor those in at looking at the budgetary impact. But if we're talking about infrastructure spending, more money for the military, and tax cuts and so forth, we can only bear to increase the deficit by so much, and all of those things will be deficit increasers. I think to think that we're going to do any of those things without increasing the deficit is really very, very silly. We have to be realistic about what's going to happen.
So far, though, Peter Morici, economics professor, you like the way things are going, generally speaking, correct?
Yes, I do, though I'm a little bit concerned of the Treasury becoming hostage to Wall Street. They have their deregulation environment and the agenda, and they know what they want. But they're very tough when it comes to helping Main Street and ordinary folks with imports from China, because they want to get into China. I'm very concerned we're going to get someone over at Treasury that's hostile to Trump's trade agenda and that they'll win out. This is the really litmus test for me. Does Trump really deliver a realistic policy with regard to China? If we do that, this country will prosper. If we don't do that, we're in a lot of trouble. That's the bottom line. Does Trump deliver on trade with China?
Got it. Peter Morici, always a pleasure. Happy Thanksgiving week to you, Peter. I'm sure we'll see you real soon.
Thanksgiving.
Gotcha.
Take care.
All right.